Welcome to the last segment of Citizens Forum, being filmed on Tuesday, July the 14th in the Memorial Arena in Victoria, BC. Our guest in this segment is Warren Lokke, and we're going to be talking about an issue of importance to all of us, which is the U.S. presidential election. And does it really matter, even to the Americans? So, Warren, I didn't support Obama when he was elected last time around. I guess that's 8 years ago now, because I didn't trust the whole hype, and I think it was turned out that I was right. But how about you and Obama back then?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was a lesser of two evils when he first came up against John McCain. I think that had John McCain not, given Sarah Palin his running mate status, then maybe I wouldn't have been so much in the Obama camp. But I actually was a supporter of Hillary during her original campaign. So when she did lose that first nomination to Barack Obama for the president, I was a little bit, unhappy for the rest of the election.
So you were kind of a supporter of Obama, and now here we are 8 years later. What do you think?
I think you were right in terms of the amount of hype that he had. There was just a lot of just things that people thought that he was going to bring. He was going to bring change. That was his big thing, and it was just more of the same in terms of just any other president running things. At the end of the day, it's Wall Street that has the most power, and it's the people that are paying his pocketbooks in terms of financing his elections. Those are the people that got the most. And you look at today, the Wall Street, the Dow, and the index is at an all-time high under the Democratic administration. It's not like they did terrible under the Obama administration, where I guess many people thought that might have been the case because he ran a very populist type of campaign at first.
That's right. You sort of thought he was going to be more for the people, but as you say, the Dow is at an all-time high, so they've done quite well.
Yes, and the regular people haven't really. I mean, it's the cost of living just keeps on going up, and it's Yeah,
it's a sad situation. I mean, it's kind of the same here in Canada, but it's kind of like it doesn't really matter who you vote for. The same agenda keeps getting played out.
Yeah, I think the only real difference when you vote in the United States is there's a difference on social issues. I mean, both parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, are essentially Wall Street parties. That's one thing that we can not really debate about. I mean, both of them rely on Wall Street for political campaign contributions. Many of sitting members in Congress on both sides of the aisle are former Wall Street executives. So yeah, I think that's the real issue. So
or they're going to be Wall Street executives once they retire.
Or there'll be K Street executives. Once they retire. That revolving door that we have between the lobbyists and the governments.
So here we are, another election cycle.
Yes.
So now it's July of 2015. The election is actually in
November 2016.
November of 2016, so you've got more than a year to go.
Yeah.
The Republican side is packed with nominees.
Jeez.
On the Democratic side, only two that I know of. So
yeah, I think there's only two top-tier candidates right now for the Democratic side. You have Hillary Clinton, obviously, and she's the one with a huge political war chest. She's got tens of millions of dollars she's raised. And then there's Bernie Sanders, who's, the more populist candidate so far. That's how he's branding himself. And most of his donations so far have been on an individual level. It's not big business that is really donating to his campaign as of yet.
And his whole campaign seems to be to attack big business and the 1%. I mean, he's really going after them, and it's definitely struck a chord with a lot of people because he's getting huge turnouts, and he's definitely moving up to close the gap with Hillary. Now, Hillary was your choice last time around.
She would still be my choice, and the reason why is because I think that at the end of the day, Hillary Clinton has the amount of infrastructure available to her to actually, really win, as opposed to I think it's going to be an uphill battle for Bernie Sanders because he just doesn't have, just that whole, like the Clinton name is a brand name itself, right? So there's they've been doing this for a long time. Bernie Sanders is kind of an upstart. I think it would be difficult for him on a national scale to really set up all of the offices that you would have if you had Hillary Clinton as the nominee. And
so you think she will win?
I think she will win.
Would you support her as a candidate?
Yes, I would. I think, and I think
Why?
it's I think there's a lot of the talking points that Bernie Sanders has. Hillary Clinton's not necessarily opposed to them, with the exception of maybe the business part. I mean, Hillary Clinton's a little bit softer on the issue, but a lot of the social issues, they're very much in line with each other. And I think Hillary.
But if Hillary supports, for example, I think these new trade deals.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of them I don't know, but Bernie Sanders is totally opposed. Now, if you move over to the social issues, if you sign the trade deals,
Mm-hmm.
then the social issues you're sending them down the drain because they can't exist with these trade deals. These trade deals aren't they betrayals of the American people as well as all the rest of us?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly 100%. I haven't looked at the trade deals myself at the moment.
Take my word for it then.
Okay, I'll take your word for it on the trade deals. But let's maybe talk about the other side of the aisle right now and how that's kind of a mess at the moment. I mean, because you have Donald Trump as the front runner, in a sense, kind of.
He seems to be. Who are the top 2 or 3? Is it Jeb Bush?
Okay, I'd say Donald Trump, Jeb Bush. Maybe then you have a little bit of drop-offs of Scott Walker you might throw into the mix. John Kasich, governor of Ohio, Kasich, governor of Ohio, might also play into that. Marco Rubio, again, the senator from Florida, and Ted Cruz, the Canadian.
Right.
From,
and is there a real diversity between them on
I
issues?
can't tell the difference. The only difference that I know is that one guy had a TV show and everybody else is kind of, melds together. That's the only thing that I know. So.
Okay. So, who would you say is going to make it to the top on the Republican side?
Ooh, I think it's going to be hard, but I think it's probably going to be one of the establishment candidates. So maybe a Marco Rubio or a Jeb Bush or.
Now, I know Jeb Bush. I mean, I know the name, and I know he was the governor of Florida.
Yeah.
But Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio is a young senator from Florida. I mean, the only thing is that his age might be a real factor, is because I think he's under 45, and that's going to be an experience thing because he's only been in the Senate for maybe a handful of years now. I think this is his first term, so.
So he's an up-and-comer.
He's an up-and-comer, and I think some people said that maybe he actually started a little bit too early because both him and Jeb Bush are from Florida. And
maybe he wants to get his name known if he can and be ready next time around.
It's possible. I mean, I don't doubt if he doesn't get the nomination that he's going to run again. He's definitely young enough to do so.
Warren Lokke, thank you very much. We're out of time. I'm voting for Bernie Sanders so far, and thanks to all of you for watching Citizens Forum this week.